All right, good morning. Today I am hanging out at this nice little park slash river kind of area here in Long Beach. I like to do my morning walk around this time, but like I'll usually do it in the treadmill. And I realized something today, like, if I take a walk, then I have the chance to film myself. And if I have the chance to film myself, then I can get better at filming. So I get better at two things instead of one, right? I want to lose weight, obviously, but like I have other goals too, like being good at public speaking, being good at filming myself. And so why not try to like stack stuff together? We have limited time to be able to do a lot of things. So stack it together. That's the thing. Like a lot of times, like we have all these choices that we have to make and we're like, man, I'm gonna go with like the most default, like I don't really want to like add complexity to my day. Filming myself is scary. Filming myself is like a hard thing. I just want to sit bumper to bumper. But like when you do that, you kind of like miss out on your own personal goals. You miss out on like improving your life. And this is like maybe the point of the video, right? It's like, I think a lot of times we self-sabotage, and I personally can give you my own experience with this. Like I feel like I self-sabotage a lot. I'm like, I have all these goals, but then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should do it, because X, Y, and Z. What I'm thinking right now too is like, oh, like I want to film myself, but like I feel scared. I feel like nervous. Like what if someone watches me? What if someone is watching this and thinking, cringe, should I even post this video? But then like I take a step back and I think to myself, like, okay, I've done this several times. In fact, not just several, not like a dozen. I've done it like more than 100 times. And each time I've done stuff, the reaction has been mild. I mean, like the weirdest reaction I ever probably got was probably just from my own parents, and I think like the parents, our parents can be also kind of people who worry for us and, judge things. But like, think about it. Your parents are just scared because you're doing things that they wouldn't have done themselves. They've probably never done it themselves. And, for them, they feel the fear too. They feel the fear for themselves, but they feel it because they're living through you vicariously. They're worried, oh my God, you're taking a risk that we never tried. And I hope you're okay with it because like you're on your own. We can't guide you here. So that's probably where the fear comes. But I'll tell you, like, over time, like if your parents see you just keep showing up to the camera and like filming yourself, and they see that like most reactions are pretty positive, and they actually also see that your confidence is growing and you're making really good video, they stop judging. In fact, they start supporting. In fact, they just start watching and they're like, hey, you should go do this next. Go try that next. And it's really cool because like you won't know that until you put in the work, right? Like you won't know like, oh, your parents actually could support you. What I've learned is that the more I just kind of put myself out there and observe like real world reactions, the more I kind of realize, oh, okay, like a lot of my fear is overblown. Because like there are people walking around me. In fact, there are people behind me. There are people in front of me. And sometimes I'm like wondering, like, are these people watching me and listening too? Like, and I realize like most of the time they aren't. In fact, most people will kind of like just, I'm actually like looking and watching right now. Most people will smile, acknowledge, and walk on. So it doesn't matter. Like whatever you think is scary in your own mind is not reality. And that's a good thing, right? That's a really good thing. Because then that means like, okay, if no one really is like that invested where they're gonna like yell at you or like get mad or something like that, then you're free. You can say whatever you want. You can practice however you want. Like that's another cool thing too. This is like the next level of filming. I would say is like getting past just like, public speaking. Public speaking is really easy. Just take a topic and talk about it. Say whatever you want, whatever comes to mind. But now, if I told you to take a topic and act like you were the bad guy, or act like, a character that wasn't you, it didn't align with you. If I said, you need to be like an angry person, and you're like not naturally angry, that's gonna be hard, but that's gonna be a fun film challenge. So it's like, okay, we're gonna be in anger. We're gonna tap into anger. I'm gonna be like Anakin Skywalker here and just like yell at my camera and like yell super loud and like yell in front of a lot of people, like, and even then you might watch that and be like, oh, that wasn't angry enough, man. Like, you could have gone harder. And that's the point. That is the point, right? You can go a lot harder, but it's harder in that, you have to come out of your shell. But once you do these things and you just like yell or like scream, or you have like if I even told you just have fun, which is the number one hard thing for a lot of people to do, just have fun, like laugh, be high energy, right? If I told you to do that, it would probably make a lot of people uncomfortable, because a lot of people need permission to be that way. But if you film yourself every single day and you practice these little things, then it's going to feel natural. And when people finally see you, they're going to be like, wow, you're kind of like a natural for the camera. I just finished filming a bunch of videos at this park that I went to. And, I was worried a little bit about like what would people say or think, like, because there seems to be like people sometimes walking their dogs, and sometimes like every now and then I'll make eye contact with someone and I'll think like, oh, they're worried, they're wondering what I'm doing, or like they're looking at me, like watching myself film myself, and I have all these nervous thoughts. But like the most that ever happens is they kind of look at me and they go, and that's it. In fact, they won't even look, they'll just kind of like go. So you don't really have a lot to worry about. I honestly kind of feel like, again, these were like 5 different interactions. The interaction I remember the most was someone actually smiled, then I smiled back, and then we stopped and talked, and like literally we talked about like making YouTube videos, and the guy was like super supportive. And funny enough, this park is called Channel View Park, so I get some channel views for it.